各位好啊！咁今日咧係創古密宗佛教中心啦，好榮幸咧係能夠邀請到而家喺尼泊爾南無布達寺嘅南無布達創古寺嘅 Choje Lama Wangchuk， 咁佢咧就係今日咧就會幫我哋咧係對呢一個結夏安居啦，同埋呢一個解夏咧做一段開示嘅。咁我哋所以而家首先好高興能夠請 Lama。Lama, you can start your teaching.
Okay. So today we are talking about Vassa or summer retreat. So Vassa, it is in Pali. So it's more like a retreat when we do during the summer.
咁結夏安居，你 Vassa 呢個字咧，其實喺英文就係 Vassa， 但係其實呢個係巴利文嚟㗎。咁其實意思咧就係呢一個夏天嘅時候，佢哋會聚集喺一齊做閉關。咁中文咧就譯做結夏安居。
So the main reason why we do summer retreat is because during the summer we have lots of rain here in Nepal and in India. So this came from when Buddha was alive. So when he was alive and he started this program of summer retreat.
咁點解會係做呢個結夏安居呢？就係原因呢，就係因為喺尼泊爾同印度啦嗰度呢，其實夏天嘅時候呢係會好大雨嘅。咁所以呢，從佛陀嘅時代開始呢，佛陀就係有一個制度，就係話每逢呢個夏天呢，咁佢哋就會係進行一個我哋叫結夏安居，就係聚埋一齊啦，係閉關咁樣去即係安居啦。
So for the monks who have taken vows, we have like Gelong vows, we have Kesul vows. So Gelong means full ordination, and Kesul vows means like something like Upasaka or half vows. So whoever we have taken, so we have like three main things to do.
咁咧就係話所有出家人啦，我哋叫真眾啦，咁佢哋就會接受咗呢一個，一係就係會接受咗比丘戒或者係呢個沙彌戒啦。咁比丘戒咧，我哋都叫近緣戒啦，或者係具足戒啦。咁另外咧，呢個譬如話除低一級嘅、次一級嘅嗰個戒律咧，就係叫沙彌戒啦，或者有時我哋居士戒都係屬於呢一類嘅。咁嗰啲咧就係我哋戒律就有呢個分別啦。咁受咗呢戒嘅時候咧，其實咧特別就係話，如果係出家個具足戒嘅一個真人嚟講咧，有3樣嘅事情佢係必須要做嘅。
So when we say these three main things, in Tibetan we say Shisumki Nyamlen, or in English it's more like the practice of 3 grounds. So what are these 3 grounds? So one is Sogjong, and this Sogjong we do every month, like we do twice a month. We do on the 15th of Tibetan month and the 30th of the Tibetan month. So every full moon and new moon, we do it twice every month.
咁呢3樣事情咧，一個出家真眾啦，係必須要做嘅咧，或者真團必須要做嘅咧，就係如果佢有個藏文嘅字嘅意思，就係話3樣最基本或者好似基礎大地一樣一定要做嘅事情啦。咁其中一樣咧就係呢個布薩。咁布薩咧就係每月嘅時候咧，藏曆嘅15同30呢2日咧係做㗎。
And when we do this, we do it in the monastery. So we need to have like 4 gelongs, and the rest can be the kesuls. And then we do it together, and then whatever mistakes we have committed, so we need to say sorry, and like that. So in a group, we do that twice every month. So that is Sogjong.
咁呢個布薩咧喺個寺院入邊去進行㗎，咁佢必須要有4位呢一個比丘眾啦，咁另外其他咧就好似沙彌眾啦，咁佢哋主要就係話咧係要去喺呢一個真人面前啦，係去懺悔，譬如話佢哋喺過去譬如之前嗰10幾日裏邊做過所有嗰啲嘅過錯咧，就係要喺呢度借呢個布薩呢一個儀式咧，就做呢個法路懺悔。
And we also have another Sogjong, which is called auspicious Sogjong. So, but I don't think it's that much of necessary to talk about that today. And today we are going to talk about the second and the third ground. So the second is the Yarney, and the third is the Kage.
咁另外咧，其實布薩有一種叫吉祥布薩，但係呢一度嚟講咧，就同今日個題目冇乜關係，所以就唔會再詳解啦。咁所以今日個主題主要就係講解咧第2同第3個基礎啦，就係呢一個結夏同埋解夏啦。
And when we are talking about Yarney, Yar means summer, and Ne means to stay. So it means more like we translate it as summer retreat, but it's more like staying inside during summer.
咁喺藏文嚟講咧，呢、個 Yarney 就係結夏意思，其實 Ya 就係解夏天啦，同埋呢個 Ne 咧就係解安住喺一個地方。咁所以其實咧，雖然英文譯咗個好似閉關嘅意思，其實主要就好似係夏天嘅時候安居一處嘅意思啦。
And Gar means to stop, and Ye means to open. So whatever was stopped during this Yarney, so now it's open, so we can do that now. So that means Gaye.
咁另外一個啦，解夏咧，呢個加耶其實就係話咧，加耶其實就係話咧，加就係代表停止啦。咁嘅意思就係話將所有譬如結夏安居唔停止咗做嘅所有嘢咧，咁就係解除啦。
And talking about Yarney, now this is a very important practice that all of the monks do. It's not only the Vajrayana monks, it's also done by Mahayana monks and also by the Hinayana monks. So it was practiced by Buddha himself, and we believe that he started doing Yarney the very same year he got enlightened. So we know that he got enlightened on when he was 35. So he started doing 35 on his 35th year, and then he did Yarney till he went to Parinirvana. So most of us believe that he passed when he was 80. So we believe that he did Yarney 45 times.
咁所以啦，呢一個結夏安居咧，其實係非常重要嘅，對所有出家人嚟講，唔係淨係話修持密城嘅金剛城嘅出家人嚟講啦，就算大城嘅小城嘅所有出家人咧，真眾啦，都係會修持呢個結夏安居㗎。咁其實呢個係一個佛陀制定嘅一個制度啦。咁其實咧，因為當時咧佛陀咧，當佢據説啦，係佛經裏邊都有記錄，就係話咧，係佛陀喺證悟之後嗰年啦，即係佛陀喺35歲證悟㗎。咁佢當佢證悟咗之後咧，佛陀就喺嗰年開始咧，就已經開始行持呢個結夏安居啦。咁直到佢圓寂之前咧，每一年都有修持呢個結夏安居㗎。咁所以佛陀相信我哋係相信佢係80歲嘅圓寂，所以因此咧，佛陀一生裏邊咧就係做咗45次嘅呢個結夏安居啦。
And from this 45 Yarney, the first was done at the place where he gave the first teaching. So we believe that when he gave the first teaching, so he started his first Yarney in Satnath. So that is the place where the Buddha gave the first teaching. And we have one of our monastery in India, Vajrayana Institute. So it's very close to that place. So that was the first place where Buddha did the first Yarney.
咁所以佛陀咧，因為佢係喺咁多年嘅呢個教法裏邊啦，佢第一次係做呢一個結夏安居咧，亦都係相信喺第一次就係佢初轉法輪嘅呢個地方，就係呢個鹿野苑啦，係進行呢個第一次結夏安居㗎。咁而喺創古寺嚟講咧，佢哋亦都係有一個寺院啦，就係喺呢一個鹿野苑嗰度啦，灣拉士嘅鹿野苑亦都好近呢個佛陀初轉法輪嘅呢個地點㗎。
And now people might think, why is this Yarney so important? The Yarney is very important because, as we all know that during the summer we have lots of rain, and when there is lots of rain, there are so many insects, and we see lots of insects being born, so many small insects on the road, on the street, on the path, on the ground, and when we are walking around without any intention, we are killing so many of them. So when we go out, when we walk around, and especially during the old time, all the monks, they used to go out to beg for alms. So they go to different house, they beg for food. So the sponsors or the householders, they give them food, and then they come back to the monastery. So when they are going out, so without knowing, they were killing so many insects. So that was not so good. So to save all those insects from being killed, so we are trying to stay inside the monastery and practice.
咁點解呢個結夏安居係咁重要嘅咧？因為最主要就係話咧，因為夏天咧係非常大雨嘅嗰陣時印度，咁所以因此咧，其實喺呢個季節咧，好多蟲咧就係會出生啦，同埋會周圍喺條個地上邊行走啦。咁所以咧，譬如話，無論你行去啲道路上或者啲曠野度走嘅時候咧，你都好容易咧喺不知不覺之下咧就會係踩死呢啲昆蟲。雖然你冇心殺佢哋，但係你喺成個過程裏邊咧就好容易會殺死呢啲昆蟲啦。特別係出家人咧，佢哋係要托缽去乞食嘅，即係所以佢每日咧，其實佢都要托缽咧去一啲施主嘅家嗰度咧，去呢個去呢個乞食啦。咁所以因此咧，佢哋喺成個過程裏邊咧，都不知不覺間咧係會踩死好多嘅昆蟲。咁因此就係為咗去保護呢啲昆蟲嘅緣故咧，就係制定咗呢一個結夏安居啦。
Now, is it only for the insects? No, it's not only for them. It's also for the householders and the sponsors. Because when the monks were going out to beg for alms, sometimes they don't. It's almost impossible to go to all the houses. So it's quite difficult for the monks to go to every houses. And sometimes people prepare some food for the monks, and then the monks, we don't know who have prepared food for us. So they will just keep some food, but the monks, they don't go to the house, so it's just left there or something like that. So even for all the sponsors, they know that the monks are going to be inside the monastery. So even if the monks, they don't come, so all the sponsors and all the well-wishers, so they just don't have to stay in their home and wait for the monks. So they can just go to the monastery and then they can offer and gain some merit. So it's also for all the sponsors and householders and all the well-wishers for the monks and the Sangha.
咁所以咧，呢、個唔單止係為咗去淨係保護啲昆蟲嘅，亦都係唔係話為咗淨係話係希望啲真人唔會因為咁咧而殺死啲昆蟲，亦都係幫助嗰啲施主啊，或者係住喺嗰啲屋入邊嗰啲施主啦。因為咧，其實咧每一個出家人佢哋冇辦法咧，都係去晒每一間屋度去做呢個托缽啦。咁所以有時咧，佢哋嗰啲施主咧都會係可能為咗要能夠共真啦，佢哋就會去為佢哋去準備食物，之後可能去到某個地方咧就擺低啲食物喺度俾嗰啲出家人啦。咁好啦，如果而家佢有呢個結夏安居嘅狀況咧，咁所以咧佢哋都係留喺一個寺院入邊，咁嗰啲施主只需要咧係將所有嗰啲食物啦，或者係所有嗰啲係咯佢啲供養咧集中起嚟去供養去個寺院度就可以啦。
And I think most of the students in Hong Kong, they already know about this because now we are doing summer retreat, and not all the monks are in summer retreat because some of them don't have the Gesul and Gelong vows, so they are not in the summer retreat. But other than those, and some of the staff who need to prepare or buy some vegetables, food, they are not in summer retreat. And we have around 400 monks who are in summer retreat and almost 200 nuns. So some of the monks are doing summer retreat in our monastery in Varanasi, and some of us here in Bodha, and some of us in Namo Buddha, and then the nuns in Swayambhunath.
咁所以香港好多可能弟子咧都會知道啦，其實咧而家創古寺係進行緊呢一個結夏安居啦。咁其實咧，但係唔係所有出家人都會進行呢個結夏安居，因為咧佢哋只係嗰啲係受咗呢個比丘戒啦，或者係呢個沙彌戒嘅男女出家眾咧，就會係做呢個結夏安居㗎。咁但係譬如有一啲係可能佢有真職嘅，要去做負責好多有啲任務嗰類嘅出家人啦，或者係冇呢啲戒律嘅出家人咧，佢哋就唔會參加呢個結夏安居啦。咁所以總共大概係有400個真人啦，同埋200個尼眾咧，就係參加緊呢個結夏安居嘅總共。咁喺唔同嘅寺院度進行㗎，包括譬如印度嘅灣拉士啦，譬如尼泊爾嘅就有呢個 Buddha 嘅，同埋呢個南無布達嘅呢2個寺院啦。
And we have already been in the summer retreat for a long time, and so many of our students from Hong Kong, they have already made contribution for the meal. And I don't think I need to tell them what's the benefit of offering meals to the Sangha because they already know, so they are doing it. And I would like to thank all the sponsors who have offered meal, and even if they haven't offered meal, some of them have the motivation to offer meal. And I would like to thank all of you who have contributed during the summer retreat.
咁所以咧，其實大家都知道，其實可能好多喺香港嘅弟子咧，都有喺呢段結夏安居嘅時候咧，就係去有做呢個共真啦。咁相信大家都會知道呢個共真嘅利益係有啲乜嘢嘅，因為大家都已經係做咗呢個供養，所以咧拉瑪佢就唔會再去進一步去解釋啦。但係佢都係好衷心咁感謝所有呢啲去贊助、去供養呢個真人喺呢個結夏安居嘅時候嘅功德主啦，甚至係包括咗一啲可能有個發心想去做呢一個咁嘅善行嘅人咧，佢拉埋都係全部咧都係好衷心咁去答謝所有呢啲功德主㗎。
And now during Yarney or summer retreat, so it's not only for the insect and for the sponsors, it's also for us, the monks, because when we are staying inside, then we don't waste time going outside, because usually when we go outside, sometimes we go out only for one thing, but we get stuck somewhere else. And then that wastes a lot of time for us. So if you don't go out, and then if you just stay in the monastery, then lots of time is being saved. And even for during the old time when the monks, they don't go out to beg for alms, lots of time have been saved. So what we can do is when the time is saved, the main thing we need to do is to utilize the time that has been saved. So we can do more practice, more teachings, more learning, and all.
咁所以咧，呢一個結夏安居唔單止係能夠利益到啲頭先講啲昆蟲啦，同埋所有呢啲功德主嘅。其實咧，所有參加結夏安居嘅呢個真人啦，其實佢哋咧因為唔需要去離開寺院啦，因為其實每次離開寺院嘅時候咧，你可能好多時候會喺某個地方啊留住嘅時候咧，又會浪費咗時間啦。又話同埋加上亦都唔需要再出去要去托缽啦，咁亦都係有好多時間可以係慳咗嘅時候咧，咁佢哋就會能夠好好利用呢一段結夏安居留喺寺院安住嘅時間啦，就係唔使做其他嘢嘅時候咧，佢可以好專心咧咁去做各種嘅呢個文思修啦。
And people before it was quite difficult to tell people, but now because now so many people, because of the coronavirus, so many people have been quarantined at home. They know what's the difficulty of staying inside all the time. Before they were like, oh, it's very easy to be in summer retreat. You just be, food is provided, you just practice, and it's very easy for the monks. But now, most of the people, they have the experience of staying inside. Even though it's not summer retreat, it's kind of like being inside a home and not going out. So most of the people now, they have like a little idea about how difficult it is to be inside.
咁樣咧，其實以前咧好難去同人哋分享，其實結夏安居係咪會有啲咩困難啊？究竟係點樣㗎？但係因為而家有呢個新冠肺炎嘅呢一個疫情嘅時候咧，好多人都喺屋企裏邊要隔離啦。咁所以因此咧，你而家好多人可能都會嘗試過，喺屋企呢個地方要韞住一段長時間咧。咁你慢慢咧，你就會大家都可能容易去理解究竟其實係咪有一定嘅困難啦。咁就係話，因為如果冇呢個體驗之前咧，大家可能覺得，其實好簡單啫，結夏安居，你只係留喺一個地方。又有嘢食俾咗你啦，咁其實可能覺得係好容易嘅一件事。但係當你而家會明白到，原來咧你自己有呢個體驗啦，發現原來我自己譬如而家雖然唔係話做閉關啦，但可能有啲人要喺屋企入邊係韞住咗一段長時間唔出得去嘅時候咧，咁你多多少少咧都開始會有個諗法，就會有個感受，知道原來咧係咁樣被困住咧係一個點樣嘅體驗㗎。
And we already know that during the quarantine, when the family is staying inside, not going out, inside the home for like 1 week, 2 weeks without going out, we read so many news, so many articles that there have been fight among the husband and wife, sometimes between the parent and children, sometimes between brother and sister, between relatives. So we hear that so many times. But when we are in summer retreat, we don't have that argument or fight during the summer retreat. It is because we have some set of rules to be followed in the summer retreat.
咁有時咧，而家我哋就係知道有好多人都要隔離啦，可能1-2個禮拜咧，成家人咧都係留喺屋企，唔可以出去啦。咁所以我哋咧都會睇到好多新聞啊，啲報道都會講啦，可能咧佢哋夫婦之間咧又會有爭吵啦，可能佢哋父子啊之間亦都會有爭吵，甚至可能兄弟之間咧好多呢啲拗撬啦。咁但係咧，如果喺結夏安居嚟講咧，出家人之間咧係唔會有任何嘅呢啲咁嘅不和諧或者係啲拗撬嘅。點解？就係因為佢哋本身咧係要守一定嘅規律規矩㗎。
And of course, we do practice during summer retreat. We read, there are so many scriptures to be read, so many things to be studied, and so many pujas to be done. But the main things to be done during the summer retreat, we have like 4 main things to be followed during the summer retreat.
咁當然啦，因為佢哋喺結夏安居裏邊咧，其實有好多要做㗎，包括有好多經要去念啦，好多嘅修持要去做，好多法會要舉行啦，同埋亦都好多學習要做。但係主要咧係有4樣嘢係要去做嘅。
And what are those? So first one is if somebody scolds you, you don't scold back. Second one is if somebody hits you, you don't hold them back. You don't hit them back. And the third one is if somebody gets angry with you, you don't get angry at them back. And then if somebody says something bad about you, you don't tell bad things about them back. So these are the 4 main things to be practiced.
咁我哋所謂有時講叫三門四法咧，咁其實喺結夏安居裏邊咧，亦都要手持呢四法嘅。咁第一個咧就係話你俾人鬧嘅時候咧，你係唔會係去鬧翻人啦。第二點就係話你俾人打嘅時候咧，你唔會還手啦。第三樣嘢咧就係話如果有人去對你發嬲啦，你唔會係對佢發嬲㗎。第四樣咧就係話啦，如果有人係講你嘅壞話嘅時候咧，你亦都唔會去講翻佢壞話㗎。
So I think it's not only for the summer retreat. Even when we are in quarantine within family, so if we are able to follow this, if you don't get angry when one of our family member is angry, or if you don't scold them back when they say something bad to us, or if you don't hit them back when they are hitting at us, if we have like that, and I think it's going to be much better quarantine without any fight, without any quarrel, even in the family. So because we do that, we don't have any arguments or quarrel in the monastery. Even we have like here we have like around 60, 70 monks. In the Namo Buddha Monastery we have like more than 100 monks. In the Varanasi we have like almost 200 monks. Even in the nunnery also we have like 200 nuns. And because we follow this, even we don't go out, we just stay in. It's almost like a quarantine. We don't get into arguments or fights.
咁所以咧就係唔單止係呢一個嘅安居會係咁啦。如果假設譬如一個家庭啦，佢哋係喺度隔離緊嘅時候咧，咁如果佢哋能夠做到頭先4點，譬如話有家人對你係發嬲啦，其實你又唔會去鬧翻轉頭嘅，或者甚至有人出手打你，你都唔會去打翻佢啦，或者有人去鬧你嘅時候，你唔會去駁嘴啦。咁其實如果係咁咧，咁如果能夠做到咁樣咧，其實你喺隔離裏邊咧就唔會再有嗰啲好似頭先講啦，家庭之間嘅啲爭吵爭鬥啦。咁所以好似就係話啦，譬如話啲出家人咁啊，佢哋而家喺度結夏安居嘅時候咧，譬如話喺包達拉瑪而家喺包達呢個地方嘅時候咧，都有60-70個出家人喺度結夏安居啦。譬如南無布達嗰度有100幾個添，哇那時印度嗰度咧仲有200幾個。咁就算尼眾裏邊咧都有200幾個尼眾喺度做緊結夏安居㗎。咁所以佢哋嚟講咧，佢哋全部都係冇呢一個任何嘅爭鬥，好和諧咁相處。所以如果大家譬如話所有呢啲喺隔離狀況嘅人都能夠做到呢幾點咧，咁其實佢哋同樣都係可以好和諧咁去相處㗎。
So it's always like it's not the number of days or number of people, it's what we do and how we think. And because we already have like a set of rules to be followed during the summer retreat, and we try not to criticize others, we try not to fight back, we try not to hit other people. And when we follow all this, the summer retreat also goes very well.
咁所以因此唔係話取決於你要隔離係幾長嘅時間，有幾多日啦，或者係究竟有幾多人一齊喺度隔離，而係話啦，如果你係能夠遵守頭先嗰啲咁嘅規則嘅話咧，你係唔會去鬧人哋啊，唔會去同人哋打交啊，亦都係唔會去講人哋壞話等等呢啲情況咧。咁所以如果個個都遵守呢啲規則嘅話咧，咁呢啲咁嘅隔離狀態咧就會係好順利啦。
And when we don't get into fight, our mind becomes much cooler, much better. So when we study or when we read, we don't have that much of a pressure in our mind. So during the summer retreat, we don't go out, we just stay in. And the senior monks, they teach the younger monks some extra classes and some extra books. So even the young monks, since they also don't go out, they get more time to study during the summer retreat.
咁所以同樣啦，因為大家已經冇咗呢啲咁嘅係爭論啊，或者啲咁嘅呢啲咁拗撬嘅時候咧，咁大家個心咧亦都係好安靜、好平和啦。咁所以因此咧，你咁嘅狀態嚟做學習嘅時候咧，亦都變咗冇乜壓力，都好容易可以係學習得更好啦。特別喺呢個結夏安居嘅時候啦，所有出家人都留喺寺院咧，咁好多嗰啲資深嘅出家人咧，就可以好多咗時間咧去教多啲嘢俾啲年輕嘅出家人啦。咁可能佢哋會有多咗嘅一啲課堂啊，或者多咗嘅一啲題目可以教佢哋啦，咁所以咧，亦都因此咧，佢哋就能夠多咗時間去學習啦。
And talking about summer retreat, so if we think it like scientifically or like from our brain, so even from that we can understand that it is very important because we are not killing so many sentient beings, we are saving so much of time, and since we are not, it's not only we are not harming other people, but we are also benefiting ourselves by studying, by meditating, by contemplating, and all this stuff.
咁所以就算從一個科學嘅角度去講啦，其實咧呢樣嘢咧係對我哋係即係都係有一個好大利益嘅。咁佢個重要性就係話啦，喺成個呢一個結夏安居嘅過程裏邊咧，其實咧佢哋就係冇去傷害眾生啦，同埋佢哋多咗時間啦，亦都係咧佢哋冇去做任何害他嘅一個行為啦，甚至佢哋都多時間咧係去做利益自己，係以呢個聞思修咧係利益自己㗎。
And it's not only like from our mind it is very beneficial, it's also very beneficial because it's very blessed, because it was started by the Buddha himself, and during his whole life after he got enlightened, he stayed in summer retreat every year. So from that we can understand that it is not something to be taken very lightly. It's very, very important, because Buddha didn't miss any year after he got enlightened. So every year he did summer retreat from the first year when he got enlightened till the year when he passed away.
咁所以呢個咁嘅利益咧，唔淨係對我哋嘅心咧係有呢個利益㗎，甚至亦都要知道呢個結夏安居嘅呢個修持咧，本身係非常之大加持嘅，因為咧呢個係由佛陀所制定㗎，而係佛陀裏邊咧一生人佢自從佢證悟之後咧，佢每一年咧都係會去必要做嘅呢個結夏安居。咁從佢證悟啦到圓寂之間咧，係冇一年咧係有中斷㗎。咁所以咧就係從呢度可以睇到咧，係呢個結夏安居係非常之重要，亦都係咧係有好大嘅加持㗎。
And since the summer retreat is done only by the Gelong and Gesul monks, or Gelong Ma and Gesul Ma, the nuns, so the lay persons, they don't do summer retreat. But there's a saying in the text that when somebody practices and when somebody offers something to the people who is practicing, when the practitioner gets enlightened, even the benefactor also gets enlightened at the same time. So with faith and devotion to this saying, so even all of the monks, we are doing summer retreat here, but all the sponsors and all the students who are contributing to the summer retreat, we hope and we pray that the benefit that we get is also distributed among all the students and sponsors.
咁所以當然啦，要能夠參與呢個結夏安居咧，只係能夠係嗰啲係有呢個比丘或者比丘戒或者係沙彌戒嘅一啲真人啦，或者係有呢個比丘戒或者係沙彌戒嘅呢個尼眾啦，先至能夠參加嘅。咁所以居士咧係冇辦法去參加呢個結夏安居，但係咧正如呢一個教言裏邊都有講啦，我哋居士可以咧就係透過呢個供養呢啲修行人咧，係能夠亦都係得到呢一個利益，因為就係正如教言都有講啦，就係話咧，當一個居士咧係或者一啲功德主咧係帶住呢一個信心同埋虔敬心咧去做呢個供養啲修行人嘅時候咧，當呢個修行人得到證悟嘅時候咧，其實呢啲功德主咧都會同時證悟嘅。咁所以因此啦，喺度做呢個結夏安居嘅所有呢啲真尼眾咧，其實都係同樣帶住呢個心啦，同樣咧就係會去希望能夠將佢哋呢個修持嘅呢個功德啦，回向俾一切呢一啲所有支持佢哋去做呢個結夏安居嘅功德主嘅。
And so this is how we do summer retreat or Yarney. And then after the completion of Yarney, then we have the third main ground. So before I said like the three main ground, the Sojong, Yarney and the Gaye. Now we will talk about Gaye.
咁好啦，剛才咧就係講解咗喺佢哋就係進行呢一個結夏安居嘅呢個內容啦。咁呢個就係頭先我哋講咗三個嘅呢個基嘅第二個啦。咁係第三個基咧，第三個基咧就係呢個解夏呢一部分。而家咁將會嚟講解解夏嘅內容啦。
And talking about Gaye, so in Gaye we have like two words, Ga and Ye. So Ga means to stop. So whatever was stopped during the Yarney, the main practices, and Ye means to open. So we are allowed to do that. So what are the main things that we are not allowed? So we have seen sometimes when we are in summer retreat, we see other monks not following the rules and regulation. But during the Yarney, we are not allowed to say that. We just keep it to ourselves. And sometimes because they might have been wrong, or sometimes we might see wrong or hear wrong. So it might be us or it might be them. So we are not so sure. If we talk and if we say during the Yarney, then it might be a problem. But we don't say anything at that time.
咁好啦，喺呢一個解夏嘅藏文叫做加耶，咁其實加就係呢一個去停止咗呢一個結夏安居嘅時候嗰啲規矩，嗰啲唔俾做嘅嘢咧，就係、去終止去即係可以做啦。咁點解會話有啲咩唔可以做咧？結夏安居裏邊，包括頭先我哋講啦，就係話如果你睇到其他人有可能做咗啲嘢犯規嘅事情咧，你係唔可以講㗎，你唔可以係講出嚟嘅結夏安居入邊。咁但係因為有時譬如話我哋見到一啲人做錯事情，可能佢真係做錯咗，亦都可能我哋自己睇錯咗㗎。但係咧，所以因此咧，呢個就算我哋發現呢啲情況咧，我哋都喺結夏安居嘅過程裏邊咧，係唔可以去講出呢啲你覺得別人可能會做錯嘅事情㗎。
And during the Gaya, we are allowed to say that. And since we have such a long summer retreat, if we see something wrong or if we hear something wrong, we have so much time to think about that. So sometimes when we think about it again and again, we might be able to understand. And during the Gaya time, it's the thing that we have seen is filtered. So we are able to know whether that was absolutely wrong or it was just my thinking that he was wrong. And when we have thought about it so much time and then during the Gaya we talk about it, it's going to be much beneficial for the other monk and also for us.
咁所以咧，就係喺呢個結夏嘅時候咧，你就可以將你發現咗可能其他出家人嘅一啲問題咧，可以去講出嚟啦。咁特別就係話咧，因為結夏安居呢段長時間裏邊咧，譬如話假設你發現咗某啲出家人有啲問題嘅時候咧，喺呢個結夏安居呢段長時間裏邊，你自己都可以反覆去思維咧，好多時間可以俾你去思維，究竟佢咁樣做係咪真係錯嘅咧？咁好啦，如果你經過嗰個反覆思維之後咧，去到最後解夏嘅時候咧，你仍然都發現確實佢呢個有呢個錯誤嘅。咁你當日咧，你就可以去同所有啲僧眾去分享呢件事情，即係講翻出嚟。咁佢咁樣去講出嚟嘅時候咧，其實你去討論呢件事，喺對自己同埋對所有出家人嚟講咧，都係有利益㗎。
And then the second thing is, during the Yarney, whatever offerings that the Sangha receive, we don't distribute it among the monks. The food we do need to distribute because we need to eat, but other than food, like sometimes people offer clothes, sometimes people offer money, sometimes people offer like whatever they want to offer. But during the summer retreat, we don't distribute it to the monks or nuns. We just keep it, and then during the Gaya, we distribute it to all the Sanghas.
咁另一樣喺解夏嘅時候會做嘅咧，就係喺整個結夏安居嘅時段裏邊咧，其實好多功德主供養咗各種嘅東西啦。咁除咗佢哋每日要食嘅食物之外啦，咁可能功德主仲會有啲供養咗衣物嘅，或者一啲金錢嘅，或者各種各樣唔同嘅物品咧，其實就係會喺解夏呢一日咧，喺當日先至集合起嚟，喺當日去做分配㗎。
And because during the summer retreat we are not allowed to say so much of negative things, and sometimes when people offer like things or offer like clothes, and sometimes the size might not be right, and sometimes the amount might not be right, some might get more, some might get less, and then when we talk about it, it might be a reason of a quarrel. So that is why we don't give it during the summer retreat. So when it is done and during the Gaya, we give it. So if there is some problem, we can always talk about it, and then we can clear any doubt if we have any wrongs.
咁點解會係咁咧？就係因為咧喺結夏安居嘅時候咧，我哋同樣啦，唔可以説他人過㗎。咁所以因此咧，有時可能如果有啲功德主咧係供養咗，譬如一啲衫，可能未必係啱佢哋大細㗎。又或者可能咧喺供養嘅過程裏邊咧，分配可能有啲唔公平啦，有多有少嘅時候咧，咁如果喺結夏安居嘅時候做呢個事情咧，咁可能就會引起僧團裏邊有呢個爭論啦。咁所以因此啦，我哋佢哋就會安排喺呢個解夏嘅時候先做呢一個發放呢啲咁嘅供養品啦，咁所以令到咧，萬一佢哋有任何嘅一啲不懷疑啊，或者一啲疑惑嘅情況之下咧，都可以喺解夏嘅時候呢個適合嘅情況咧，可以去做呢一個討論啦。
And for the Gaya, so these two are the main practices that we do, and for that we also have like preliminary practice. So before the Gaya comes, and like almost the end of the summer retreat, like the last 5 days, it's like preliminary Gaya, or where we practice, or where we get ready, or if we are offering some clothes, then we prepare that, or if we are making some offering of money, then we prepare that. So these are like the first few days. So that is like the first practice or first preliminary practice for Gaya.
咁咧呢個解夏當日咧，其實佢亦都有一個前行嘅去前行嘅一個安排嘅。咁呢個前行咧，大概係喺呢個解夏之前嘅5日咧係會做㗎啦。咁其實其中咧就係包括就係話，因為喺成個結夏安居嘅時候咧，好多人去做咗各種嘅供養啦。咁所以你就首先要係之前咧已經係準備好係去整理好呢啲所有供養啦。咁呢個咧就係所有啲供養物啦，嗰啲供養嘅即係啲東西啦。咁所以呢個就係第一個係解夏嘅前行啦。
And it's not only that, and also on the second last day or the last night of summer retreat, so we have like a Dharma teaching. So all the monks who are in summer retreat, they give Dharma teaching, so we need to prepare for that. So even for that, we are allocated time to prepare for that. So that is also like starting for Gaya.
咁除此之外咧，第二個前行嘅內容就係關於咧，其實喺呢一個解夏之前嘅嗰晚啦，同埋解夏之前嗰個即係前2日啦，都會有一啲係佢哋啲僧眾咧，就係會做開示㗎。咁所有呢一啲出家人咧，都會係做一啲開示嘅一啲內容啦。咁所以咧，為咗要安排唔同嘅時段去做呢啲開示咧，亦都係要做一個前行嘅一個準備㗎。
And then after we have prepared, then on the last night, so we do a Dharma teaching. So all the monks who are in summer retreat, we assemble together in the shrine hall, and then all the monks, they give teaching, and all of us who are in summer retreat or not in summer retreat, all of us join the teaching, and then we listen to the teaching.
咁所以咧個開示咧就會安排喺呢個解夏之前嗰一晚去做嘅。咁所以咧嗰啲準備功夫做好之後咧，咁喺當晚咧，咁所有嘅參加咗呢一個結夏安居嘅出家人啦，同埋甚至係所有嘅就算冇參加嘅，都會聚首一堂咧去聽嗰啲出家人做開示㗎。
And what kind of people need to do Gaya? So some people might think about that. So the person who does Gaya, he or she needs to do summer retreat first. And only if they have done summer retreat, they can do Gaya. And they need to have like Yelong or Getsu vows. So if they don't have that vows, they are not allowed to do Gaya.
咁所以啦，咁邊啲人係可以去修持呢個解夏嘅咧？咁當然就係話嗰啲係有去參加結夏安居嘅出家人啦，先至可以去做嘅。咁同樣啦，就係話能夠參加結夏安居嘅出家人咧，就係包括嗰啲係受咗呢個比丘戒或者係呢一個沙彌戒嘅出家人啦。
So actually we have like 6 different categories who are not allowed to do Gaya, but I don't think it's very necessary to talk. But these 2 are the main thing to have to do Gaya.
咁亦都係再細分咧，係有6種唔同嘅一啲身份咧，係唔可以做結夏安居嘅。咁但係呢個就唔需要再詳解啦。咁總之就係話頭先嗰2種主要嘅就係嘅出家人啦，就係要做呢一個係能夠去做呢一個結夏安居嘅。
And since summer retreat is very long, actually it is supposed to be like 3 months of summer retreat. And when we stay in the same place, eat at the same place, do everything on the same time for such a long duration, we get very attached to the place because we have been doing the same thing for such a long time and we get very attached. So even during the summer retreat, when we are doing this, we get very attached to our room, very attached to our shrine hall, very attached to our dining hall and all this stuff. And when we get attached, that is also not so good. So because we say that the attachment is a poison, so it's not good to have any attachment, whether it is a good attachment or a bad attachment, both are attachments.
咁所以啦，喺呢一個結夏安居啦，其實咧標準嚟講咧，佢係要3個月嘅，咁呢個係非常長嘅時間。咁佢哋所有出家人咧，其實全部都係 共聚一堂，喺翻同一個地方嗰度居住啦、進食啦，咁同埋大家都係一齊做緊同樣嘅嘢，同樣時間裏邊，咁自然而然咧，你對嗰個地方咧有好強嘅呢一個執着啦，有咗呢一個執着啦，咁所以因此啦，就係話，譬如話佢可能會對自己間房啊，或者對自己嗰個譬如話念經嗰個經堂啊，或者甚至係嗰個食堂咧，都會有一個產生咗一個執着。咁所以其實呢樣嘢係唔好，因為我哋自然教員都會講啦，其實所有呢一啲執着咧都係好似毒一樣㗎。無論你呢個執着係好嘅定係唔好嘅執着咧，其實都係冇益處㗎。
And so not to get attached to the temple or attached to the room that we have been sleeping during the summer retreat. So during the Gaya, it's very necessary for all the monks and nuns who are in summer retreat to go out of the monastery. And so they need to go at least 1 kilometer away from the temple and stay for like 1 week. Or if it's not possible, then come during the night and then tomorrow I can go, something like that. So they don't have that attachment to the place where they have been living.
咁所以咧就係話，當喺呢一個解夏嘅時候咧，佢就係有一個要求，就係話我哋為咗唔好對自己嘅嗰個寺院啦，同埋或者對自己嗰個真療咧有呢一個你瞓覺嗰個過夜嗰個真療咧有任何嘅呢一個執着啦。咁所以咧喺解夏嘅時候咧，佢哋就會係離開個寺院，佢係會去遠到可能最少咧係離寺院1公里嘅地方。咁可能咧佢就喺嗰個地方咧，可能係要去留住1個禮拜啦，或者唔能夠嘅話咧，至少要可能住翻1晚，為咗咧就係要去斷除呢一個執着啦。
And if we are not able to go if it's very impossible to go like 1 kilometer or 200 kilometers away, no, 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers away, then we need to at least go like 100 or 200 steps away from the temple. It's not 100, 200, it's 1 to 2 kilometers. If I said wrong before.
咁所以啦，如果你真係冇辦法咧，可以去到一個離開你寺院可能1-2公里咁遠嘅地方去住咧，至少你係要離開咧你個寺院咧可能100或者200步嘅呢個距離咯。
And this year, as everybody knows, it's quite difficult to go far away because of the coronavirus, so it might be impossible to go very far. But before, every year after a summer retreat, all the monks and all the nuns, we go for like a picnic for 1 day, 2 days, and we go there. Some of us stay there, some of us come back, so we have like a picnic for like 2 days.
咁今年因為呢個新冠肺炎疫情啦，咁可能咧就冇辦法真係可以去得遠嘅地方啦。咁但係咧過去嚟講咧，每年喺解夏嘅時候咧，成個僧團咧最少都可能有1-2日咧就會喺一個遠啲嘅地方嗰度去旅行啦，或者甚至有啲出家人咧可能就會喺嗰度去留翻，即係過1-2晚嘅。
And the other reason why we do Gaya is because if we go out, and then after the summer retreat is done, we go out, we go for picnic or we go somewhere else, then people will see that, oh, now this summer retreat is completed because we see more monks coming out. So even our friends and relatives, they will know that, oh, now they are no more in summer retreat.
咁除此之外啦，解夏嘅時候點解係會出行咧？其實咧有一個原因，另一個原因就係話咧，譬如話啦，當佢哋出去遠嘅地方，可能去旅行，即係我哋叫做去旅行啦，去一啲遠嘅地方嘅時候咧，咁其他人咧就會睇到啲出家人行翻出嚟咧，咁可能佢哋啲親戚咧亦都會見到佢哋咧，咁佢哋就會知道佢哋嘅呢個結夏安居咧已經完結咗啦。
And I think this is all a very like a short description about summer retreat and Gaya, so what we do, what kind of things we do, why we do, and I don't think it's that important for other people to know what kind of text we read, how we read, and where we stop. So this I don't think is so necessary, but why we do and how we do, I think this is just a general idea for anybody who is watching this.
咁所以咧，以上嘅講解咧，大概就係已經係足夠，譬如一般嘅呢一個弟子啊，或者公眾嚟講咧，知道原來喺呢一個結夏安居啊解夏嘅時候咧，佢哋係點解要去做啦，同埋係會係點樣去進行呢一個結夏同解夏嘅。咁另外譬如話詳細嚟講關於佢哋喺呢個結夏安居裏邊咧，係譬如話要念啲咩經啊，點樣念咧，其實呢啲咁嘅內容咧，就應該係同大家係冇乜相關。咁所以喇嘛亦都係唔會去對呢啲係再 呢一方面去作一啲講解啦。咁佢認為佢啱啱嘅呢段開示咧，其實應該都夠滿足一般嘅大眾嘅呢一個去理解㗎。
Yeah, and I would like to thank all who has been watching, and thank you all. And I hope this clears some doubts or some questions about Yarney and Kai and why the monks and nuns they do.
咁好啦，咁所以拉麻咧，而家就係感謝所有係而家又去收睇呢一段開示嘅大眾啦。咁亦都希望咧係透過呢一個開示咧，係能夠令大家對呢個結夏同解夏有多咗了解啦，同埋亦都可以咧能夠去除到你哋可能之前對呢個結夏或者解夏嘅修持有任何嘅一啲問題啊或者疑惑咧，希望都係能夠對大家有幫助㗎。
And for this year, we only have like 3 more days of Yarney. So for some of our students, it's quite late for them to know, but there's nothing to worry about because we will have 1 more summer retreat next year, and I hope everybody is still alive. And we will be able to join during the next summer retreat.
咁所以因為今年嘅呢一個結夏安居咧，其實應該只係剩翻3日嘅啫。咁可能對某些弟子嚟講咧，而家可能係太遲知道咧有關結夏安居嘅呢啲內容啦。咁亦都大家唔需要擔心嘅，因為下一年咧，如果我哋仍然都在生嘅話咧，咁亦都係仍然都會繼續有機會咧，可以去去參贊呢個結夏安居咁等等嘅。咁所以咧大家亦都係唔需要擔心㗎。
Yeah, thank you all.
好，咁就係
唔該啊，
今日就嘅開示就到呢度啦。Oh, thank you,
Okay.
Lama. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.